this is Cleo, and what we're going to do is we're going to do a fitting for a carpal paw brace. And I want to show you, when you first get a brace, what are the issues that you might find and what adjustments need to be made in order to make the brace fit just right, okay? So this is Cleo. Cleo's going to be fit with this carpal paw brace. And a couple areas we want to look at is the length of the toe plate and then how the straps are fitting on the brace. Generally what I do to do the fitting is I have a tongue depressor to check how the tightness is along the sides of the brace, and a pencil just to mark if I need to make any adjustments, okay? So Cleo, let's stand up.
Good girl.
And so I'm just going to have Cleo stand up. It's hard to do when when the dog is lying down because their carpal really doesn't move exactly in the right position. So it's best to have the dog stand up and then put the brace on the dog. And then the first thing I do is I kind of hold my thumb over the carpus just to hold it all the way back. And then I'm just seeing how the brace fits. And to make sure, I want to make sure that the carpus is all the way back in the brace. And then what I'm going to check are the trim lines of the brace. I'm trying to feel the toes and see how the toes are. And I can see where the nails are a little bit long. They should be at the end of the brace. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to trim a little bit of the toe section because it's a little long over here. It's kind of hard to see with Cleo's hair, but it's a little bit long. And as you can see here, I'm just marking the length of it. And what I also notice about this is that the trim lines are a little bit far forward. And what that means is when I put the brace on and the strap, what will happen is the strap will actually bridge the edges of the brace, and you won't be able to get enough pressure on the dog's leg to hold it all the way back in the brace. So if that happens, what you want to do is you want to send the brace back so we can trim the sides so we can get that strap a little bit tighter. So Cleo, stand up. Okay, good. So what I need to do here is, because this strap is bridging the sides and we can't get enough pressure on the front of the strap here, we're going to have to send the brace back. And so I'm going to mark, I need to take about 1/4 inch off of each side. The other thing I want to do is take a tongue depressor and just run a tongue depressor along the sides of the brace and just see how tight it is, just to make sure there's no very high pressure areas or excessive tight marks. It should feel fairly smooth along the edges here, and if you see a really tight spot, well, we may need to make an adjustment in that case. Now this top strap, we're looking at that, and this is fine. We can get that tight enough and we don't have to worry about this strap bridging. The pad is holding the leg all the way back in the brace, and the trim lines are not too far forward. So what I'm going to do, since we have the capabilities here, is I'm going to trim down the toe section here a little bit, and then I'm going to bring back the sides of the brace just a little bit so we can get that strap a little bit tighter. So now I've made some adjustments to the brace, and we're just going to put it back on Cleo. And now we can put our pad on. You can see it's a little bit snugger. And it will go through the buckle and then back down on itself. And the same with the top straps. through the buckle and then back down on itself. What we want to do is we want to center that pad right over the tibia, over the radius and ulna. I'm going to center that pad over the radius and the ulna. Good. Trim off the excess straps so they won't bother Cleo. Now we're ready to do some walking.
Ready? Okay, let's go this way. Come on, this way. Come on. Okay, let's go this way.
Good. All right. So when we're applying the brace, what we want to do is we want to make sure that there's powder on the inside. And that's just any powder will work. Baby powder is great, but you can also use cornstarch or baby powder with cornstarch. What we want to do is we want to reduce the little friction that occurs inside the brace, the little micro movements that occur. So we just powder it, and you should do that on a regular basis. Every couple of days is probably fine, but we want to just make sure that we keep that powdered. So, Cleo, you want to stand up for me? Up, Cleo.
Up, girl. Stand up, girl.
Up.
Cleo.
Stand up.
Good girl.
And then when we put the brace on, once again, we're going to make sure that the brace is all the way back, the carpus is all the way back, and that the toes are flat. And we want to make sure that there's no impingement on the elbow up here. What I usually do is make sure that the carpus is all the way back and then snug this up. When Cleo does some walking, we might want to snug this up a little bit tighter, but when Cleo is just lying around the house, we can loosen up these straps just a little bit. We don't have to hold his paw so tight all the way back into the brace. But when he's going to go up and take a walk, or go to the bathroom, or go outside to play, we can snug up the straps just a little bit. Once again, make sure that that pad is on the bone. And generally what we will do is we will start the break-in at about 2 hours for the first day and increase wearing the brace by about an hour a day. We'll work our way up to usually them wearing the brace most of the day. It depends on the etiology. But generally dogs can put it on in the morning and take it off in the evening. And that's about it. Is that all right, Cleo? Good job.